Welcome to the Victory Education Lounge. I'm your host, Maurice, and today we're diving into part 48 of our series, Economic Impact, the True Cost of Sickle Cell. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your engagement helps us raise awareness about the often overlooked economic aspects of sickle cell disease. This disease, while known for its physical and emotional toll, also carries a significant financial burden. It affects not just the individuals living with the condition, but their families, our healthcare systems, and society as a whole. So understanding this impact is crucial. We're going to explore the true cost of sickle cell disease through 5 key areas: direct medical costs, indirect costs, family caregiver burden, educational impact, and research and development costs. Each of these areas reveals a facet of the economic impact that is often underestimated or not considered at all. By shedding light on these, we can better understand the full scope of the disease's implications. Now let's delve into the 5 key areas of economic impact. First, we have direct medical costs. This is the money directly spent on managing and treating sickle cell disease. These costs typically include expenses for emergency room visits, hospitalizations, regular checkups, medications, and potential complications related to the disease. The financial impact of these direct medical costs can be enormous. For instance, a study conducted in 2009 estimated the lifetime medical costs for a sickle cell patient in the U.S. to be around $460,000. That's a staggering amount, which underscores the heavy financial burden borne by patients and their families. Addressing these direct medical costs has its advantages. It can significantly reduce the financial stress on patients and their families, thereby improving their quality of life. It can also enhance access to care, ensuring that patients get the treatment they need when they need it, without the worry of unaffordable bills. But it's not all rosy. Addressing these costs requires a significant investment from healthcare systems and governments. It's not just about subsidizing the cost of treatment, but also investing in preventive care, early diagnosis, and cost-effective treatments. Moreover, there's also potential resistance to consider. Insurance companies, for instance, may push back against policies that increase their payouts for sickle cell treatments. There's a delicate balance to be struck between ensuring affordability for patients and maintaining the financial viability of insurance providers. In the end, the challenge is to find sustainable solutions that can alleviate the direct medical costs associated with sickle cell disease. It's a complex issue that demands a multifaceted approach, involving patients, healthcare providers, insurance companies, and policymakers. The financial burden of direct medical costs is considerable, but addressing it requires substantial investment and potential pushback from insurance companies. The path forward isn't straightforward, but it's a journey we must undertake for the well-being of those affected by sickle cell disease. Next, we examine indirect costs. This term refers to the economic losses that occur due to illness, disability, or premature death caused by sickle cell disease. It's a category that doesn't get as much attention, but its impact can be just as profound. Imagine a young, vibrant professional forced to take frequent sick leaves due to painful sickle cell crises. Each day away from work is a day of productivity lost. Now multiply that by the thousands of individuals with sickle cell disease. The cumulative effect on the economy is substantial. Then consider the case of someone who is unable to work entirely due to the severity of their symptoms. They might have been an engineer, a teacher, a chef, or a CEO. Their potential contributions to the workforce are unrealized, and that's a loss for us all. And what about the individuals who pass away prematurely from complications related to sickle cell disease? Their potential lifetime earnings, which could have been injected back into the economy, are lost. Addressing these indirect costs has several benefits. Firstly, it increases overall economic productivity. Secondly, it improves the quality of life for individuals with sickle cell disease, allowing them to participate more fully in the workforce and society. However, quantifying these indirect costs is a challenge. How do you put a dollar value on lost potential? And once quantified, how do you effectively address it? Potential solutions could include workplace policies that support individuals with chronic illnesses, or more effective treatments that reduce the severity of symptoms and allow for more consistent participation in the workforce. But these solutions might meet resistance, as they require investment and systemic changes. It's a complex issue, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. The economic productivity lost to sickle cell disease is significant, but quantifying and addressing it can be difficult. Yet, it's a conversation worth having, as recognizing and addressing these indirect costs is a crucial step towards understanding the true economic impact of sickle cell disease. Let's now look at family caregiver burden. This aspect of the economic impact of sickle cell disease is often overlooked but is a significant factor in the overall cost. Family members who often serve as primary caregivers for those with sickle cell disease shoulder a heavy burden that extends far beyond emotional stress. They frequently provide unpaid care, which can have a substantial impact on their financial stability. Family caregivers often have to reduce their working hours or even leave their jobs entirely to provide the necessary care. This not only affects their current income, but can also have long-term effects on their career progression and retirement savings. On top of this, they might need to cover additional costs, such as transportation to medical appointments, special dietary needs, and even home modifications for accessibility. The economic impact of this burden on family caregivers is immense. But it's not just about the money. The time, energy, and emotional stress involved in caring for a loved one with sickle cell disease can lead to caregiver burnout, which can further impact the family's overall well-being. Addressing the family caregiver burden has several potential benefits. Recognizing and supporting these crucial caregivers can help to reduce their stress and improve their quality of life. This support could come in various forms, such as providing respite care, offering financial assistance, or implementing flexible work policies. However, addressing this issue also has its challenges. Implementing support systems for family caregivers can be complex and potentially expensive. It requires coordination between various stakeholders, including healthcare providers, employers, and policymakers. Furthermore, there may be resistance from those who are reluctant to acknowledge the economic value of unpaid care. In conclusion, the family caregiver burden is a significant but often overlooked aspect of the economic impact of sickle cell disease. Recognizing and supporting family caregivers can reduce stress, but implementing support systems can be challenging and potentially costly. It's a complex issue that requires a coordinated and compassionate approach. Finally, we have educational impact and research and development costs. Both of these areas are crucial when considering the overall economic impact of sickle cell disease. Let's talk about educational impact first. Children with sickle cell often miss significant amounts of school due to their condition, with some studies showing an average of 20 to 40 missed school days per year. This not only disrupts their education, but can also lead to special educational needs, further increasing the cost. Addressing this issue could improve educational outcomes and increase future earning potential for these children. However, it requires a coordinated effort between the health and education sectors and could come with high costs. Next, let's delve into the realm of research and development costs. Developing new treatments and potential cures for sickle cell disease is a costly endeavor. It's a necessary investment, though, as it can lead to better treatments and potentially even a cure. This, in turn, could result in long-term cost savings. Yet, it's important to note that these research and development initiatives come with high upfront costs and an uncertain return on investment. To put it into perspective, the U.S. National Institutes of Health spent approximately $100 million on sickle cell research in 2020 alone. That's a significant investment, and it doesn't even include the research and development costs of private companies. Addressing these two areas, educational impact and research and development costs, can lead to better outcomes and potential long-term savings. However, they require substantial coordination and investment. It's a balancing act, and it's one that society needs to manage carefully to ensure that those affected by sickle cell disease receive the support and care they need without placing an undue burden on the economy. Addressing these areas can lead to better outcomes and potential long-term savings, but they require substantial coordination and investment. As we have seen, the economic impact of sickle cell disease is wide-ranging. The direct medical costs can be staggering, as they encompass expenses for emergency room visits, hospitalizations, regular checkups, medications, and potential complications. The indirect costs, such as lost productivity due to illness, disability, or premature death, are often underestimated. The family caregiver burden, educational impact, and research and development costs further highlight the comprehensive economic toll of the disease. Addressing these issues requires significant investment from healthcare systems and society as a whole, but it can potentially lead to better treatments, improved quality of life, and long-term cost savings. More importantly, it acknowledges and supports the individuals and families who bear the brunt of this disease. Remember, behind every statistic is a human story of struggle and resilience. Before we conclude, I want to emphasize that the information provided in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Any health-related or financial decisions should be discussed with a licensed physician and a qualified financial advisor familiar with your individual situation, especially if you have existing health conditions or are taking medications. Thank you for joining us today at the Victory Education Lounge. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue providing valuable content and raising awareness about all aspects of sickle cell disease, including its economic impact. Remember, understanding the true cost of sickle cell is the first step towards developing comprehensive solutions. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and stay victorious.